Now, French President François Hollande is planning to join the victory celebration in Mali. He is expected to visit the country on Saturday, 3 weeks after French forces launched their intervention against Islamist militants in the north. The president's office says he will be accompanied by the defense and development ministers. In Bamako, the French defense minister is urging Mali's interim president to establish a reconciliation process with Tuareg rebels to ensure a stable future. At the same time, human rights groups are calling on Diakonda Traoré to investigate alleged atrocities committed by Malian troops, including summary executions and using children in combat.
Now, French forces have been met with cheers and gratitude as they push the Islamists out. But there may not be much time for celebration. As VOA's Jeff Seldin reports, the Islamist threat to Mali and all of northern Africa and the Sahel is far from over.
Militant Islamists on the run, driven by French and Malian forces back into the desert sands. Just don't expect them to stay hidden for long. Daniel Surwer with Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies.
You can kill them here and kill them there. They're going to go someplace else.
Over the past few years, groups like Ansar Dine have been finding the empty, ungoverned spaces across northern Africa and the Sahel, ideal places for launching attacks and strengthening their forces. Now, Sajjan Gohel with the London-based Asia-Pacific Foundation says via Skype, they're getting bolder.
What we're seeing in North Africa is the ascendancy of al-Qaeda's affiliates, especially groups like al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb.
And there are some stark differences between these affiliates and the al-Qaeda of Osama bin Laden and Ayman al-Zawahiri.
Al-Qaeda in Islamic Maghreb has no problem in conducting criminal activity, holding people hostage for ransom, taking part in the illegal distribution of drugs and narcotics. And this shows that they are able to fund themselves.
One of the leaders of this criminal element is Mokhtar Belmokhtar, a one-eyed Algerian jihadist with extensive ties to northern Mali, who has run operations across the Sahel. It's Belmokhtar who's thought to have planned the assault and hostage-taking at Algeria's In Amenas gas complex, which left dozens of foreign workers dead. Terror analyst David Gardenstein-Ross warns via Skype that attack is part of an emerging strategy that's proving effective.
Even without carrying out a spectacular attack against the United States, something that we obviously have not seen since September the 11th, 2001, it's possible to do damage to U.S. interests in the region, and that's precisely what happened in Benghazi this past September.
Experts say the goal of the al-Qaeda affiliates is to put the U.S. on the defensive in as many ways and as many places as possible, driving up costs. A sneaky way of hitting at the U.S. economy. That may mean more cooperation, like what took place in Mali, where the U.S. provided support, but the French took the lead. Johns Hopkins' Daniel Surwer cautions that when the U.S. does respond, it will also have to be very careful.
What you don't want to get into is a situation where we have in Yemen, where it appears that we are perhaps creating as many terrorists as we're killing with drone strikes.
Analysts warn too many missteps risk radicalizing communities in the Maghreb and Sahel, and even North African immigrants in Europe. Jeff Seldin, VOA News, Washington.